am standing here with Howard Lee, and we're going to be talking about his unusual creation that he's done. Thank you for talking with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad you enjoy it. Looks like we're having a good show here today out in Houston. My bike started out as a 2011 Harley Davidson CVO, was called Kryptonite, and I incurred a lot of damage to it after having it about 6 months, and one thing led to another, and I decided to rebuild it back custom, and it's kind of been a process of evolution, if you will, all this time. And it's been done and redone, but it's been a lot of fun. I like doing stuff different, and it's always nice that other people enjoy your effort. So I'm glad that people enjoy it.
Well, so tell us a little about where you got the concept of.
It's hard to say. It was you kind of get a vision that you're going to do this or you're going to do that, and you start out doing one thing, and sometimes you get sidetracked and go a different way. And this thing has been done and redone probably 3 times. So even the stereo system on it now, this is the 4th stereo I've had on this motorcycle. Fortunately, I won 2 audio shows down in Daytona for Bike Week this year with it. And I still manage to get the hardware, a lot of shows I go to. And that's always rewarding that other people do like it enough to commend what you do. But it's been a lot of fun, you know. It's, as you get a little older, you look for things to do, and this has kind of been my toy, playing with these things.
And so you do ride the bike, you told me?
Absolutely. I rode this bike to Detroit, Michigan last year. Me and my ex-brother-in-law still ride frequently, and last year we decided to go see some friends up in Detroit, Michigan. So yeah, it's a rider. It doesn't get trailered everywhere.
So the trailer and the truck are unique on their own. Did you do those?
Yeah, the truck is a 52 Chevy that's been chopped. It's technically, I guess, a rat rod. It's got a Cummins diesel engine in it. Everything I have has air suspension on it, so it raises and lowers. The truck will raise up and down on an air suspension. The trailer raises up and down so that I can load the motorcycle and raise the trailer up and never have to have a ramp. So, but it's all kind of meant to go together. I guess you'd say one complements the other, if there is such a thing. Right. And as I so aptly say, as Dolly Parton says, you got to spend a lot of money to look so cheap.
What do you call your bike?
Vamp, V-A-M-P, which one of the definitions of Vamp, it's not the definition that includes the tongue of your shoe, but my definition is to seduce and exploit, which the motorcycle has done, exploited me for a lot of money. It's one of them things that I've just put a lot of money into it to get where I wanted to go, and like I say, it's a toy. That's what we do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all stay tuned. We got more to come.
Hi, I'm Kay Davis. I'm here in Houston at our first annual Halloween chili cook-off. We've got the chili booth set up. You can come and sample chili. We got a car show. It's our first one. I'm here with my husband. It's called Pop's Cast Iron Chili. Be glad for everybody to come down here. There's all sorts of different kinds of chili. I've had a blast here. Hope everybody comes.
Please come down to Houston to try Pop's Cast Iron Chili.
I'm Gary Staten. I'm the CEO at Trace Regional Hospital. We're glad to be here today and see these gorgeous cars that bring back my childhood memories in this process. Yeah, we have 2 kind of chilies that we're competing with, a traditional chili, and the other one is called Cayman Island chili. You'll just have to find out what about Cayman is in this chili. Both are mild. They're not too spicy for you, but they're basically traditional, not too hot. But we're just glad to be here and enjoy this beautiful day with everybody else. See these gorgeous cars. Wow.
Hi, I'm Wendy Jelnick, and I'm with Halloweeny Chili here at the Houston Cookoff. Well, we do a traditional chili, but since we're Halloweeny, we added cocktail smokies to our traditional chili.
Mike Hill. We're here for the chili cook-off, and I have Mississippi heat. It's warm and tingling, just like a Chickasaw County summer. Come by and get you a cup.
I'm Tommy Futrell from Houston, Mississippi, but we have the Blazing Cajun chili here in Houston with a Cruisin car show. We have got a excellent chili here. We plan on winning today, and I don't think anybody can compete with it. We start from scratch right out here, and I think if you try it, you won't need any more for the day. We're hoping to have a good day, and we got a good turnout of the cars, and the people are on the way.
I'm Billy Martin with the Grind across the street. We got a mixture of Tex-Mex, Indian, and Thai chili. It's different.
Good afternoon. I'm Layman Griggs. I'm with the Bus Stop Last Stop Chili Cookoff in Houston, Mississippi, and we offer the end-of-the-line chili. It's just a traditional meat sauce, tomato paste type chili, the old traditional type, and we invite everybody to come around and try our chili, and we think we've got a #1 winner.
Best overall chili and the fan favorite goes to Pop's Chili. So thank you all again for coming out and participating.
My name is Tiny. Yeah, not really, but my name's Tiny, yeah. I'm from Houston, Mississippi right here. Today what we're having is a car show, antique car show, and a bike show. The money's going to go to help kids and surrounding counties, and I've been a dream rider for 3 years. Now, our chapter here in Houston, Mississippi has been here for 5 years. Of course, they started out back in like 1997. There was a little girl that got in a car accident, and that's how Dream Riders started. Just a bunch of guys just like riding bikes due to the fact she had an accident with a drunk driver. That was like back in 1997, and since then, we've just grew to different chapters around Mississippi. Everything we do is just to help kids. That's what our goal is, and every dollar we raise goes to help a kid somewhere. It's just a fun time out here, and mostly everything's free, and just walk around and just kind of fellowship with everybody and have a big time.
My name's Tyler Brock. I'm from Caledonia, Mississippi. It's a 1960 Rambler American wagon. I've had it about 2 months and been working on it hard. We took it up Paducah, Kentucky a couple weeks ago and showed it at Caledonia Days last weekend. Had a pretty good turnout for the rain, but today's a beautiful day here. And when I got it, it didn't run or anything, and spent a lot of time working on it and a lot of hard nights. But I've got it here. This is the finished paint on it. It started out with a little bit of primer on it, and I painted a pretty bright red paint and flattened it out because you can't have a shiny rat rod. But yeah, there were some few people that saw it when it was shiny, and they said, "Wow, that's pretty." And then they saw me sanding it down, and they was like, "No, I can't believe you're doing that." But that's all part of the rat rod world, and we have a good time with it so far.
Yeah, I'm Alan Moore. This is called Cruisin Houston on the Square, and it's live music, a lot of local talent, and then most of the cars are from within the area. We've got a few from Caledonia, Columbus, Tupelo, Guntown, several here from Houston.
Do you have a car here?
Yeah, I have 3 different things here. I have this real rusty car right over here.
Oh,
it's a
cute.
1929 Model A, and then a Cadillac, and then an old truck. In 1929, it's considered a rat rod. It's some people want to know when we're going to paint it, but it's finished. It's not going to be painted. It took 80-something years to get it to look this good, and we don't want to disturb what Mother Nature did. And the engine is a 4-cylinder Cummins diesel with a turbocharger. We get over 40 miles to the gallon, and it's a lot of fun to drive. A lot of fun to drive.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have to take a ride in this.
Okay.
For sure.
We can do that.
My name is Eugene Oswalt. I'm from West Point, Mississippi. Well, I've got a 1970 Roadrunner here on my left. That's the old school. And then I've got a 2012 Challenger on my right. All the difference in the world, but I love yellow.
We're Linda and David Ray from Pontotoc. We have a 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air. David bought the car when he was 18 years old, and we've had it all these years. Finished it about 3 years ago. That's all I did was pick out the paint. I did do a little mechanic work, but not a lot. If you needed extra hands, I was available. We've enjoyed it.
I'm Larry Vale. I'm from Vernon, Alabama, and this is a 1968 Mustang. It has a 302 V8 automatic. The car's been built from the ground up, so it was kind of in rough shape when I first got it. But it's got all new floorboards, new pans, everything about the car is just about new. It's been about 3 years rebuilding it. Body, motor, everything's been completely redone. It's called Bahama Blue.
I'm Alan McDaniel from Tupelo, Mississippi. I've got a 1940 Ford Coupe. This car was built in 2002 by Heinzman Street Rods in Indiana, and it was a giveaway car for CarQuest Auto Parts in 2004. And the gentleman that won it lived in Delaware, and when he moved to Knoxville, he sold the car, and I was lucky enough to be there to pick it up. I've had it about 3 years, and I've put about probably 25,000 trouble-free miles on it. Really enjoyed driving it. And it's considered a California custom. This is the way they would have restored these cars and customized them on the West Coast. All right, the paint scheme is solid black with yellow on the front, fades back into flames, and that was a traditional thing to do back in the late 50s and early 60s. You don't see a lot of flame cars today, and originally when I got the car, I was going to change that. Then I heard more about the history, and I realized it was made that way and used as a giveaway car, and I thought, well, I really can't change it. So I'm leaving it just like it is, and just I'll pass it on to the next guy just like it is right now.
This is Harold Hodges from Algoma, Mississippi. This is a 58 Ford retractable hardtop. The top goes down, makes a convertible. They were made from 57, 58, and 59. This is a 58 model. It was sold new in Pontotoc, Mississippi to James Polk of Algoma, Mississippi. This car's been in Algoma all its life, and we've been showing it about the past 20 years in North Mississippi. In 2003, this car was invited to Ford Motor Company headquarters in Detroit, Michigan for Ford's 100th anniversary, and was on display there with 3,500 other Fords. It's got a 352 motor, 300 horsepower. It will go faster than I want to drive it.
here representing Main Street and giving out free pencils, Halloween pencils, and free t-shirts for anybody that wants to stop by. So it's going to be a great night of candy and fun.
Good. I love the small town spirit.
That's exactly right.
And the runners are coming in.
The runners are coming in.
Count Eeflac.
We do not need it to stand like a along.
Mrs. Eeflac.
Beetlejuice. If you say my name 3 times, I'll magically appear and wreck your life. Ha ha ha.
Come meet Count Eeflac! Come meet Count Eeflac, please! Come meet Count Eeflac! One chance! Please! Please come meet him! I can't. Come meet Count Eeflac! We have candy! We have t-shirts!
One time only!
Please! Please, ones!
Come meet Count Eeflac, Hill Country Network, Channel 99. At 6:30, people introducing Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. It's guaranteed a great time. Bring your kids, bring your wife, bring everybody, bring your distant cousins. We want everybody to come and celebrate Count Eeflac. Oh, oh, oh.
I don't really know how to introduce Trent other than say here he is, but he's been in and amongst us for a long time now, and we're very proud to have him represent us in Washington, Representative Trent Kelly.
So Sue and Nancy, when I first ran, I thought I knew how to work, because I'm a pretty hard worker. My ag teacher used to say, Trent's got 2 speeds, wide open and stop, and I definitely wasn't at a stop. But Nancy and Sue walked me around, and I'm going to tell y'all what, I thought my mom and my wife and my daughter and my older sister could work a man, but not like those 2 ladies. Let me tell you what, they will work. So I'll just tell you, if you can keep up with them, you'll do okay in any race that you ever run. And I thank y'all for what you do for the party, because you didn't just do that for me. You do that for everybody who's engaged, who you believe in, and it makes a difference. And the other counties where you're doing all those things, Nancy, thank you. That means so much to this party, because I'll tell you, we win or lose elections in the Republican Party based on what married, mostly college-educated or working women do. We win or lose them based on that. And men can't figure that out. We can't figure out where to meet with you, where to see you at, how to get in touch with you. You know, where do you talk politics? Now, we know men, they're going to be at the coffee shop, and so you're going to go to that place, or they're going to be on the golf course. But women are much harder to figure out. But we win elections when you guys engage. And only when you ladies engage do we win elections. And if we lose the women vote, we lose the vote. So we need y'all to really work on this election. And I'll tell you, I'm running this race, and I'm wide open. I've got an opponent who's a college professor at Ole Miss. But he is on the opposite side of everything that I'm not. I mean, he believes in universal single-payer health care. Now, how you're going to pay for that, I don't know, but that's what he believes in. He worked with Representative Cohen from Memphis and is very proud because their policies align, and mine don't. We're 180-degree spectrum. I like Mr. Cohen from Memphis, and he's a guy I talk to and have traveled with and seen around, but no, we're not going to vote alike. And so that's not what we need to represent Mississippi. How many of y'all went to the Trump rally? I'm going to tell you, what a night, you know, and just a great experience. But most of y'all are old enough in here. Some of you aren't, some of these younger ones. But do y'all remember in the late 70s when President Reagan was elected? And do y'all remember those songs that were coming out, like by Charlie Daniels? You know, the eagle's been flying slow and the flag's been flying low. And people that are saying that America's fixing to fall. Y'all remember that? We're back. We're walking around, strutting around, and we understand that our nation is at risk. And so we're walking around proud, and President Trump has brought us back to that brink so that we're proud, not apologizing for being Americans, but we're proud to be Americans. We're the most charitable nation in the world. We're the most godly nation in the world. And we do things right, and we shouldn't apologize for doing that. But now there's things he just won't tolerate. He won't tolerate unfair trade practices from China, or Mexico, or Canada, or the EU, or I could go on, because we have supported these nations for years. They've had unfair tariffs, and President Trump has said enough. We're going to put tariffs on you if you're going to put unfair ones on us. Now, he doesn't want tariffs at all. What he wants to do is them to do away with theirs so that we can have free trade, but right now it's not that. You know, the caravan coming up from Guatemala. This is, guys, this is basic elementary stuff. As a former district attorney, you either enforce the law or you ignore the law. And he's not, and so people saying it's okay. No, it's not okay to break the law. Let me tell you, and people want to talk about they're peaceful, and they always want to show the pictures of some small child clinging to their mother, and that's what they do on purpose. Just like when they have a criminal, anytime you have somebody who gets shot and they want to make them sympathetic, they show a picture of them when they're 12 years old, not like they look when it happened. And so they're showing that, but they're not showing on the main news them tearing down the fences. They don't show Antifa throwing chairs through windows. They are violent on the left. But let me tell you what, we don't fight back with violence. We don't advocate that, and we don't treat people that way. The Bible said an act of kindness is like heaping coals on their heads. We can't act like that. Now, I'm not telling you don't defend yourself, because trust me, I'm a redneck from Neshoba County, and I absolutely know how to defend myself. But that's only when you have to do that. The best way to do it is to show up at the ballot box and show up in large numbers and vote them out of office. Or if they're already out of office, let them know we don't even want you to run. Vote in large numbers. And by the way, if y'all don't mind checking Trent Kelly on there for the R on mine, I'd really appreciate that. Sue is 100% right. We've got a contested election. There's no party labels on that thing, but we have two Republicans and a Democrat. I think there's actually two Democrats in the race, okay? Everybody knows who everybody is, okay? And here's what I ask you to do. Vote Republican. Vote for the people who you know are Republican. And we don't need to be victims of a circular firing squad. I don't know who's going to win, and I wouldn't even begin to project what's going to happen in the future. But I do know this. I don't think it'll be over November 6th. So on November the 27th, we need to get our big girl and our big boy britches on. And when it's all said and done, we need to all go back and vote for whatever Republicans left. Yeah. I don't care who it is. Vote and vote hard. We've got to do that. We've absolutely got to do that. We cannot afford for the Senate to flip to blue based on Mississippi's senator being like our Alabama friend next door. And if you don't think it can happen here, I promise you, if we have people who take their football and go home, or if we have people who don't take the time to go back and vote in the second, regardless if their candidate won or not, we will lose that seat, and it will tip the balance of this nation. And we've worked so hard in D.C. on so many policies to try to get things. I mean, look at this. Nothing's more important than the Senate. We have 2 Supreme Court justices that have shifted the balance of the course about that far right. On the scale of here, they've shifted us this far. Roberts is now the center of the court. That is so far right of where we were. And we may get another one, but we won't if we get a Democratic Senate. They will do everything they can to stop our president. And speaking of that, I hear people talk all the time, and I heard somebody ask me today about, or the other day about Paul Ryan, and I saw on Fox News one of the guests there, and they said Paul Ryan's absent without leave, can't be found. Let me just tell you, that's absolutely not true. Just absolutely is not true. And anybody who says that, in my opinion, is not a very good Republican. That guy raised $5 million last quarter for the Republican Party. And have y'all seen the Congressional Leadership Fund? They're not in my race. They're in these, the 40 races that matter to us holding the House. And they are maxing out and they are doing ads. It is a PAC. Like Mr. McDaniel's got a PAC, Hyde Smith's got PACs, and they're doing those things. And he is in every competitive race in a major way. And we're going to win some of those races because of what our speaker's done. And 2.5 weeks ago, we had a Protect the House rally where he and Speaker Ryan and Leader McCarthy, the president, they were all together and had us all in there, and they are raising money in record numbers. So I just want y'all to know, when you hear those things, verify it or ask me. Because I promise you, nobody's worked harder than that guy. Don't always agree with him, but I can tell you this, to say he's absent without leave is just not true. And so I ask that you do that. Military, our president and our House and Senate have built our military to levels that we haven't seen since the 2007, 2006, where we really started doing sequestration and all those things. We're going to continue to give our guys and girls that are defending this nation all around the world, we're going to give them the tools that they need to do that. And that being said, I know a lot of y'all, we had the 155th from Mississippi, about 3,500 of us that are downrange right now. Several of them are friends. That's my former unit. I did 2 tours with those guys and mobilized with them in 90. So I won't say I wish I was there. I wish they weren't there would be a better way to say that. But I'm going to see them Thanksgiving. I'm going to serve them Thanksgiving dinner in Iraq or Kuwait or wherever they may be, Jordan. And the final thing I just ask you to do, we've got to get back to civility. We've got to get, we cannot do the same things that they are doing. And, you know, like this college professor who's talking about stick your finger in their food and all that stuff. Guys, that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable for our guys to heckle Nancy Pelosi or anybody else. I disagree with everything she does. And I pray to God that she's not the next Speaker of the House. And you guys get to determine that. But it doesn't give us a right to be ugly. We have a right to defend ourselves, but not to be ugly. And so we've got to stop that. Because I'm going to tell you, we're stirring people up, whether it be social media or whether it be in person or whether it be doing all these things, talking about putting your fingers and going into restaurants that I've been there. I've been a personal victim of a guy trying to shoot me from about here to you with a high-powered rifle. And that was all based on rhetoric that somebody thought was okay. And it's not okay, guys. And so we can't respond. What we got to do is show them at the polls that this incivility and these calls to violence and calls to action that they're doing and these rude behavior. We need Gus off Lonesome Dove, Gus or Call, where he bangs a guy's nose and said, I won't tolerate rude behavior. But the way we don't tolerate rude behavior is we show up in record numbers and let them know we won't stand for this. So you ladies, if y'all will help me out and help us get everybody to the polls and just make sure they vote everything that's got an R, and for the conservative judicial candidates, I would sure appreciate it. Thank you, and God bless you all.